All right, let's look at this quadratic. So we have 2x squared minus 24 is equal to 0. Again, the first step is always determining, hey, what method am I using? I'm looking and I have the x squared term and I have just a number. I'm missing the middle term or the bx term. So I'm like, oh, that means I can use my square root method. So when we're solving square roots, the first step is going to be to isolate the x squared wherever it may be. So I'm going to put a box around my x squared here. I want to get that by itself on one side and everything else on the other side. So we are going to solve just like we would a regular equation. Remember, we're going to add 24 to both sides first. They'll cancel on the left, so I have 2x squared is equal to 24. Again, I want to get the x squared by itself, so the opposite of 2 times x squared is to divide it on both sides. So I get x squared is equal to 12. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be to take the square root of each side. So remember, a square root is always going to cancel out a squared. So I'm going to square root both sides. On the left, they're going to cancel. So I like to kind of draw my cancel line there, and I'm left with an x. And this is so important. Every single time you take a square root, you need to put plus or minus the square root of whatever number it is. That is the most important part when you're taking square roots, okay? Because if we have 5 squared, that would give me 25, right? Or technically -5, negative times a negative gives me a positive, would also give me 25, which is why we could have a positive or a negative number that is being squared. Okay, back to solving. So we are going to try and simplify the radical if possible. So I'm going to do my factor tree. So 12 can be broken up into 3 times 4. 4 is 2 times 2. Cross off the numbers that I've broken up. I have a pair of 2s, so I'm going to circle them and take them out. My other number is going to stay underneath the radical. So my answer is x is equal to plus or minus 2 square root 3. And that is my final answer. Again, do not forget the plus or minus. Okay, lastly, if they ever ask you to write it as a point, you can always write this as 2 square root 3 comma 0, or don't forget the negative, -2 square root 3 comma 0. This little symbol right here just means there's a positive answer and a negative answer, which is why we wrote a positive 2 and a negative 2. All right. If y'all have questions, come find me. If not, I will see y'all in the next one.